Hey everybody, Matt Morgan here. In this lesson, we're going to talk about ionic bonds from OpenStack section 7.1.
We'll talk about why atoms bond and the formation of ionic bonds. Atoms like to bond. Most substances that you see are in the form of molecules rather than single atom elements. Examples of everyday items: table salt, sugar, and even water, the most abundant substance on the planet, is a molecule. And of all the molecules that exist from different atoms bonding together, 7 elements are bonded to each other. These are called homonuclear diatomic molecules: hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. When you see a sample of all of these, these are in the form of 2 atoms bonded together. So why do so many atoms bond? Well, their motivation is atoms want to have the same electron configuration as their nearest noble gas on the periodic table. Noble gases have full electron shells, and these full shells give extra energetic stability. They put the element in a lower energy state, and nature likes low energy states. Elements achieve the noble gas configuration 2 ways. They either transfer electrons or they share electrons. Let's consider the transfer of electrons. That makes ionic bonds. We'll do an example using the elements sodium and chlorine. If we look at the periodic table, there are noble gases. That's the goal of atoms that bond. We see sodium has 1 more electron than neon. Sodium has 11, neon has 10. Chlorine has 1 fewer electron than argon, its nearest noble gas. So if sodium approaches a chlorine atom, what we will see, sodium having 1 more electron than a full shell, it will transfer that electron to chlorine that starts with 1 electron less than a full shell. After this transfer occurs, both atoms have noble gas electron configuration. Sodium has gotten rid of its electron, chlorine gains it. Sodium now has the electron configuration of neon. Chlorine, which is now a chloride ion, has the electron configuration of argon. Another consequence to this electron transfer is that sodium now has a +1 charge because it lost an electron. The chloride ion has a -1 charge. And these positive and negative ions attract each other. And that makes our ionic bond. We have made sodium chloride. We'll see in just a bit a sequence of pictures showing sodium metal and chlorine gas coming together. You can also see a YouTube video of this if you go to YouTube and search. I'm still working on embedding a YouTube video into this presentation. Haven't got there yet. But anyway, we see in the first photo the reaction just beginning. There's sodium metal and chlorine gas. The reaction progresses very, very bright. A lot of energy is given off because the sodium chloride state is much lower in energy than the unbonded sodium and chloride atoms. So to recap, electrons are the key. In ionic bonding, electrons are being transferred. The goal is that the atoms have the same electron configuration as the noble gases. Remember, that's group 8A. Sodium loses an electron because it has 1 more than a complete shell. Chlorine gains that electron. It starts with 1 less. So sodium and chlorine, of course, are not the only atoms that experience ionic bonding. Every element in group 1 can lose an electron. If we extend this, elements in group 7 will gain. Group 2 will want to lose 2 electrons, and that will give it its complete shell. If we back up from group 7A, group 6A will want to gain 2 electrons. And of course the goal is to achieve the noble gas configuration. Let's look at this on a periodic table. There's our periodic table. The group 1 elements will lose 1 electron to get to their goal of the noble gases. Group 2 elements will lose 2 electrons. Going to the other side of the periodic table, group 7 will want to gain 1 electron. They're 1 shy of their noble gases. Group 6 will gain 2 electrons.
This lesson discussed ionic bonding and why atoms bond to each other. In the next video, we'll discuss covalent bonds that occur when elements share electrons rather than transfer. As always, if you have questions, please contact me. There's my email. We have online office hours Tuesday and Thursday mornings, 9 to 10 a.m. And you can make an appointment if those times don't work for you.